Hello and welcome to frequently asked questions about my 2017 Civic EXT 6-speed. I've posted a few videos of the car and I've just gotten a load of questions about the car, and a lot of them are repeats, which is totally fine. I understand people have questions about it. So I wanted to make this video to cover a lot of the questions I get asked the most, so that if you're looking for a car like this, or you're just interested in the car, you'll be able to check this out, and hopefully this will answer some of the questions you have. So first of all, I want to start off with remote start. I get this question probably more than any other question. Does it have remote start? And the answer is no. The EXT CVT has remote start, but the manual transmission does not. So on the key fob you have lock, unlock, trunk, and panic. So it does not have remote start. It would be very difficult for them to create remote start with a manual transmission, and it would just be pointless for them to spend that much time and money and energy researching it for a car that's going to sell in such small numbers. So it unfortunately does not have remote start, which is totally fine by me because I leave it in gear most of the time when it's parked, and so the car would have to be in neutral, or the clutch would have to be disengaged for an extended period of time, just increasing wear on the throwout bearings. So I'm totally fine with it not having remote start. If I had the automatic, yeah, it'd be real nice to have remote start, but it's not something I personally care about a whole lot. Next question I'm going to cover is my LED headlights. I also get a lot of questions about this. Obviously the reason it's included in this video, and so basically people just want to know more about the headlights and what they look like at night. So I've got a few photos comparing the stock halogens to my LEDs, and then I've also got a photo here showing what they're like at night. It doesn't throw the light any farther than the stock halogen bulbs. That's what a lot of people are curious about. If I had a reflector style headlight, I'm sure it would, but with a projector, it's designed to cut off the light at a certain point, and the LED light is brighter than the halogen, so it might throw it a little bit farther, but it really isn't a huge difference, if any difference at all, over the stock halogen bulbs. The main difference is in the brightness, but also the whiteness of the light. So you can see that it's very clearly brighter and whiter than the halogens, but it doesn't throw the light any farther. A lot of people ask me what LED kit they should get, or if they should switch out the projector. And honestly, I don't know a whole lot about that kind of stuff, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. If you go on Civic forums, I'm sure they can help you out, or there's forums and Facebook groups and stuff dedicated to headlight modification that should also be able to help you out. I just don't know a whole lot about it, so I'm not much help when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I just left them in the stock projectors. I know that's kind of frowned upon, but that's what I did, and they seem to work out great for me. Something else I get asked about a lot is the original equipment tires and why I don't like them. They're the Firestone FT140, I believe, comes on the Civic EXT, and they don't have a lot of grip, and they're kind of noisy. So that's primarily why I don't like them. I actually sold my original equipment tires on Craigslist. I work at a dealership, and they retail for about $420 before mountain balance, where I work at least. So I put them on Craigslist, and I asked $350, and I got $320 out of them. So that gave me $320 to put towards a new set of tires. And so I just got my new tires a couple days ago, and I finally learned how to use the tire mounting machine at work. So I got them mounted and balanced, and I can't wait to put them on the car here in a few months. So I'm really excited about it. I went with summer tires. I figure I have dedicated winter tires for the car. Why not just get a summer tire that's not going to compromise road feel or cornering performance or anything like that? I get that this is by no means a sports car, but I do enjoy having some fun with it, and I like to go autocrossing every once in a while, so I figured it'd be nice to have some extra grip. So I'm really excited to finally put on summer tires here in a few months when the weather starts to turn. So I'll be doing a more in-depth video on those when the time comes. And between now and then, I would really like to put together a review video of my winter tires. They're Michelin XI3s, and I really like them. So mainly the the two main reasons I do not like the original equipment tires is they don't have a lot of grip and they are pretty noisy. Honestly, I really can't complain. It's a $22,000 economy car, but those are the main reasons why I did get rid of those tires and choose to upgrade to something better. So the next question is upgrades and Flashpro. I've gotten a few people wanting to know if I'm going to get a Flashpro for this car, and the answer is, at this point, no. I don't know enough about it to really use it the way it should be used. It's like $690, and I just don't see spending $700 for something I know very little about. I've researched it a little bit, and I just don't think that it's the route I want to go quite yet. If I end up keeping this car for a long time and I do a lot of upgrades, then maybe down the road I'll get a Flashpro. But for right now, I'm kind of leaning towards just getting a reflash. I reached out to a shop a couple hours away from me about doing a reflash. I have not heard anything yet, but I can't really afford it right now anyway. It'd have to be a few months down the road if I do it. So as far as Flashpro, reflash, that's kind of the route I'm leaning towards, is just getting a reflash instead of spending a bunch of money on a Flashpro that I don't know how to use. But I do have some other upgrades I'm doing. I ordered a rear sway bar that should be here in a couple days. I'll put it on next weekend, and so that should really tighten up the rear end. I've read some reviews about it on the Civic X forum, and people seem to like it quite a bit. I believe it's 3.5 millimeters larger in diameter than the stock rear sway bar, so that's quite a decent upgrade. So I hope it'll really help out the body roll of this car, because it does have quite a bit. So I'm really excited about that. And of course the summer tires I bought will also greatly improve its cornering abilities. And then I've got some other upgrades planned that aren't really performance related, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So moving on, we've got fuel economy. Another common question is, what kind of fuel economy do I give with this car? And it's hard to say for sure, because I do quite a bit of in-town driving, very short distances, but I also do quite a bit of highway driving. So right now my average is 33.1 over the last 413 miles. Since I filled up the tank, I've driven 18 miles only in town, and I've got 28.8 average right now. So in town, I don't really monitor the fuel economy a whole lot, so that's why I say that it's hard to determine for sure. But I want to say it's usually high 20s, low 30s, and then on the highway, anywhere from 35 to 40. And since I've bought the car in November, most of my time with it has been on winter tires, which have a greater rolling resistance. So when I put the summer tires back on, it should increase a few miles per gallon. So again, it's hard to say for sure, because not everyone's running winter tires all the time, and it's not something you run all year round, you know, just a few months, especially where I live. So it's hard to say for sure, but that's the fuel economy I'm getting right now. Now moving on to the next question, a lot of people have asked me, where did I get my leather steering wheel? Where did I get my leather shift knob? Basically, I bought them at a local dealership, but I found the part numbers online so that I can just go into the dealership and say, hey, this is the part number that I need. So I'll put links in the description to those part numbers and where you can buy them online. So basically, I just went to my favorite Honda parts website, and I put in a Civic EXL as my vehicle, and then I found the steering wheel rim. And then as far as the shift knob, it actually goes to an Acura TL. I honestly don't remember the part number on it, but I found a very similar knob the other day. It's for a Type S, and I think the stitching is slightly different, but everything else about it is the same. So I'll put that link in the description as well. So I'll have links for the steering wheel and the shift knob if you guys want to buy them for your Civic, so you guys can check that out. Now, as far as installing the shift knob, it was a little tricky because the collar here clips onto the bottom of the knob, and the clips on this knob are bigger than the clips on the stock knob. So I had to remove the collar from the shift boot, and I had to enlarge those holes a little bit, and even then it was still really stiff and really tight. So I put the collar on the knob before screwing it back on the car, and then there's a zip tie that holds the shift boot onto the collar. and unfortunately mine fell off when I was removing the collar. So I just took a couple dabs of super glue and I just super glued the boot onto the collar. So hopefully that helps you out, and like I said, there will be links in the description to both of these parts if you're interested. Along with the leather knob and steering wheel, I took off the armrest, the cloth armrest, because I am getting it custom upholstered. So I sent it out to Poland to Redline Goods, and they're going to do some custom upholstery for me. So basically, what I told them I wanted is black leather with a strip down the middle of faux carbon fiber. They have a vinyl that looks like carbon fiber, like this, and they're gonna put that down the middle, hopefully. So it'll be cool. I thought about just buying the armrest from Honda, but the Redline Goods option gives me a lot more customization, so I went that route with it. But now there's two side pieces. I'm just going to buy from Honda. I can get them for about $100, both of them. So I'll have a full leather armrest here, but I'm gonna wait to buy those until the center part comes in, just in case there's any issues with it, or if I get it and think, oh my god, this isn't gonna match at all, then I'm not out $100 for buying the two side pieces. So that's where we're at with leather. So if you have any more questions about this Civic EXT 6-speed, post a comment below, and I'll try to answer it. Thanks for watching.